Today we're going to be diving into the hot topic of James Lee versus Gi-tae Kim. Yeah, that one. And listen, I know you all got some opinions, loud ones, but sit down, buckle up, and let me educate you. And hey, let me know down in the comments if I managed to change your mind or if you're still clinging to your delusions. Now let's get into it. So let's get this straight. Right off the bat, objectively speaking, James Lee wins. And that's not ego talking, it's just me analyzing what's right. Before you guys say, oh, but we haven't seen Gi-tae's full power yet. Exactly. That's the uncertainty. That's actually an advantage for us. We can build a realistic ballpark estimate based on what we do know. So let's break it down. Okay, Gi-tae is strong, fast, brutal, and durable. We saw him ragdoll Busan's top fighters like it was a casual Tuesday, but here's the thing, so does every Lookism character. That's the baseline. Being strong isn't unique in this universe. How strong you are, that's what matters. Talking about raw strength, Gi-tae is a monster, no doubt. But how much gas does he really have in the tank? When he fought Jinrong, who, might I remind you, was already tired, Gi-tae took a surprising amount of time to wrap it up. Meanwhile, James, he fought Songji, overpowered him, and not to mention, he literally killed Gabriel. Let me say that for the people in the back, he killed Gabriel, okay? That's not just a flex, that's a power statement. Even going back further, again, his fight with Songji showed us how much James has grown. He's got strength mastery now, so even if we're being generous and say Gi-tae might match James in strength, James is not losing in a battle of power. He's got feats to prove it, and everyone who wants to argue in the comments, keep going. I can do this all day. Moving on to speed here, James Lee is blindingly fast. He's blitzing guys like Gongseop and Zack, and they already mastered speed mastery. He's moving at speeds that literally break panels, and Gi-tae, for sure he's fast, sure, but he hasn't shown anything that puts him above that tier, and not even close. And in a 1v1, speed is everything. If you can't hit your target, you're not in a fight, you're in a beatdown. James is not just fast, he's efficient. He combines speed with surgical power, landing shots that matter. This isn't about blindly swinging an axe, it's about striking with precision. Gi-tae cannot hit what he can't touch. And moving on to durability, I'll be real here, Gi-tae takes the durability stat. Man is tough as nails and he doesn't even hesitate. He's brutal, efficient, and won't hesitate to do what needs to be done. He's a top tier in the verse for a reason. But guess what? James isn't exactly made out of glass. Sure, he's not the tank Gi-tae is, but he doesn't need to be. He's a glass cannon, but a cannon that dodges bullets, lands nukes, and finishes the fight before you even know what hit you. Both of them are smart, but James is just a guy who fights smarter, not harder. If we're being canon here, James is objectively smarter. Let's talk tactics. If you really think James is pulling up to a fight with no intel, please. He's probably had spies in Tijuana the moment Gi-tae stepped foot in Mexico. He's prepared, always, and that's the part that makes him so dangerous. He's not just strong and fast, he's got techniques. He's calculated. Gi-tae would definitely need to manipulate the environment, maybe use psychological tricks, maybe even land a few traps, but the moment James figures you out, it's game over. Now, wrapping it up, okay, strength, I would say equal. If we're being generous, equal. Speed, James by a mile. Durability, Gi-tae wins that one for sure. When it comes to technique, planning, and versatility, James again. So, yes, James Lee might be a glass cannon, but he's a dodging, blitzing, murder machine of a cannon. And Gi-tae, he's scary, but James is possibly his worst matchup if I'm being honest. He's faster, smarter, and more powerful, and that's why James Lee wins. But honestly, if you were to put Gi-tae against another slugger like a tank type, I think he would take it, but objectively speaking, James is just the worst matchup for Gi-tae. See, this is exactly why I don't get into power scaling that often, because some of y'all out here really said that Gi-tae is faster than Gongseop, and I almost died reading that. Anyway, if you disagree, cool, just don't be delusional. Drop your takes in the comments and let's talk.